Hi everyone and welcome to Stamp with Angela. I'm Angela Palmer and I'm looking forward to sharing with you today. So today I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of the upcoming September to December annual catalogue. So I'm looking forward to sharing this with you. Please bear with me today with my voice. As you can see, I'm a little bit croaky, feeling fine, but just the voice is struggling a bit. So I may have to not talk too much today. And hopefully I get through today okay without losing my voice. So we'll still have fun and we'll craft. Just, please excuse the croaky voice. So lots is happening at the moment. We've got a few things happening, with today being the last day of August. And then next week we've got the mini catalogues starting up. So today, just a reminder, if you've got any bonus day coupons to use up, then please make sure you redeem those today. If you've ordered through me, you can order online yourself or contact me and I'll help with your order. If you are interested in any of the card kits, remember they are on sale and that sale ends today too. So just a reminder of those things. But what I'd like to share with you today is some crafting. So we will have a look at the stamp set. All right, so let's turn the camera around and we'll get crafting. This is the exciting mini catalogue. So this will be starting in September, so the 6th of December. 6th of September, so starting next week. So be on the lookout for that. Now the stamp set that I'm going to use today from that catalogue, just got to keep reminding myself, don't open the catalogue because I'm not allowed to show it open online, is the Merriest trees stamp set and then this die set here. So I tend to like the more traditional Christmas sort of things. I mean, the snowflakes and all that are beautiful, but of course we don't have snow in New Zealand, so it makes it a little bit harder, but I've seen amazing things with that. So yeah, Christmas trees are always a good one for me. So you can see here, we've got the more solid and then a bit of detail and some sentiments, and there's heaps of dies that go with this for cutting out our trees, for ornaments, for all sorts of things, stars to add to those trees. There's all sorts of possibilities, and I've just started having a play. So I'll share with what we're going to do today. All right, so this is the card that I'm going to make. So you can see it's got the tree, which has been stamped. I don't know if you can tell in the background, there's an embossing folder there, which has got some different words to do with Christmas and that kind of thing, which makes a good textured background. And then I've added a little bit of some die cutting and things onto the tree as well. And I'll tell you a few little tips to do with the tree and cutting it out. Okay, so the colours I've used, the shaded spruce for the card base, granny apple green, which I've stamped, and the shaded spruce, and then the real red. I always love real red, and I've just put that inside. Okay, so some tips with stamping the tree. So I always like to use my paper piercing mat, particularly when you've got a stamp that is very solid like this and it's photopolymer. You need to stamp it well. So because it's such a big stamp, I actually like to ink it up this way. Okay, and ideally you want a fairly even covering, otherwise you'll see marks in the stamp when you do it. So I'm going to put that there and press it down, and don't be too quick to lift it up either. So that's turned out quite well. So I only need one for this card, but I'm just going to show you a tip when stamping more out. Turn it up the other way, then you can get them close together and you're being more conservative with your cardstock and things. So you can actually stamp a whole range of them. So with the dies, we have a die that will cut out my tree. But I also want to add a bit of definition, and so I'm going to use some shaded spruce. So I'll do that before I cut it out. Again, it is quite a big stamp, not as solid as the other one, so I'm just going to lightly go over it and line it up. And I can see a dimensional there. Whoops, off-putting there. Must have been stuck to my block and fell down as I stamped. All right, there we go. Might be a little bit to the right, but that's okay. So then what I'll do is I will line that up, maybe just tape it into position, die cut it, and here I have one that I prepared earlier. Okay, other things that we need to stamp is our little star and our sentiment. So this is about 2 centimeters wide and a strip, and I'm just going to use the crushed curry and stamp my little star, and then also with my shaded spruce I'm going to stamp my sentiment. So a little bit of gap at the edges because I want to do a banner. Nice. And I did stamp that on the inside too, so probably while we're stamping is a good time to do that since we've got all our inks out. So you can stamp this inside the tree, which looks quite cool. I've got an extra little bit of ink there. Naughty, naughty. That's all right. We will turn it over and try again. Get 2 chances. Yay, that's better. Okay. So I have a little star die as well. Now, first of all, I saw these and thought, how in the world do you cut that out? You can't see through. Well, silly me. There is another star die, which is over here, which you can see through. So you can cut out your star. So line it up. I put a little bit of removable tape on it to cut it out. And I think I have one I prepared earlier. And then we're just going to use the banner punch for our sentiment. So I'm just going to, I like to turn it upside down so then I can kind of line it up and see where it is. That goes flying. There we go. So that's all done. And the other bit of die cutting that we need to do, which I'll show you now, is the base. So I've just done it in crumb cake, and it's a little die here for our stand for our tree. And then also these red things, you're wondering if I've die cut them or stamped them. They are die cut, and the die looks very interesting, and it looks like that, but I've got to find it. Put it aside to show you, and probably buried it. Okay, maybe we'll come back to that one when we put it all together. All right, so let's do some putting together. So we've also got our background, which is the Christmas embossing folder. So I've got my card base, which is a standard size. I always do 14.85 by 21, scored at 10.5. And then my next piece is slightly bigger than I would often do. 13.8 by 9.5. And then just 3 millimeters smaller, so that I've got just a very narrow border. And this is what the embossing folder looks like when it is embossed. Okay, I don't know if you can, it's probably hard to see, but that's the embossing folder. So different Santa, Christmas tree, tidings, decorations, holly, lots of different Christmas words. So a cool background stamp. Okay, so let's kind of layer that up and adhere it together. And I think the hardest thing or the time consuming about making a card is deciding what to do. I tried different things this morning and what to do with the stamp set, and then came up with this idea. Once I know what to do, it's quick and easy. All right, so let's put that on. And then we'll go with our red. I don't know if that's quite in the center. So do you like real red or do you like Poppy Parade? I personally like the real red. Okay, there we go. So with this, I don't know if you can tell, I have put it on with dimensionals. Can you see a bit of dimension there? Lots of little ones. And then I can tuck my little tree stand underneath. And I'm going to give you some other tips with this tree as well. So this Merriest tree stamp set is not yet available, but on sale from the 6th of September. So as a demonstrator, one of the perks, one of the benefits is we get to pre-order, we get to get things early, which is helpful so we can have things ready for events and to show you and customers before you buy. All right, there we go. So not too high up because we do want our star as well. And I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of that too, somehow. There we go. Put that on the top of our tree. Put it on the tree. There we go. And now I've just noticed I have not quite cut there, so we're just going to reshape that. There we go. The little bit for the bottom I've done in crumb cake, so I'm going to just put that in there and tuck it underneath. I'm just going to glue that on. So once we've got our card design, that's quite quick and easy to make. And then we'll put our sentiment. Again, I've used some dimensionals. Put that on. And then we've got to decorate it. Now I'll show you some of the cool things with the decorations in this, and I haven't had a chance to try them all yet. But, whoops, up the right way would be a good start. Here we go. How's that? Okay, so now we've got to do that. So with the decorations, you can see that there are these little ornaments here. So what you can do is, as a stamp, they are, where are they? Here. Don't know if you can see them. I'll put them on a block. They're joined together, which is great. There they are, the three of them. And the dies, so you can stamp them and then cut them out all together in one go. And guess what? It gets better. They have given you 3 dies. So you can cut lots out at once. Then you can just glue them on, or mini glue dot, or a dimensional, and decorate your tree. Now for this card, I decided not to use the ornaments, or baubles, or whatever you like to call them. But I would use this kind of trim. And I will use this trim as long as I can find the die. So it's probably fallen on the floor. What I did was, as you can see, it's very fine. So I tried gluing it on, and that was okay. I could sort of glue it on. But it is a little bit fiddly. So I put some, what do you call it? Adhesive backed sheets onto the back of my cardstock and then put it through so that when I go to put them on, I can pull it off and it's already got the tape on the back. So if we don't find this die in the next few minutes or seconds, we are going to have to do a variation on this card and do the ornaments. So and the minute I finish the video, of course, the dies will turn up. But I cannot see them. All right. So let's try our variation. So we will get, that's for the inside of our card, so we don't want to use that. You'll get a scrap piece of cardstock and stamp. Now I probably want red, but I don't have a red ink pad next to me. What else do we do? Okay, we might have to go for, I've got blue, I've got Orchid Oasis. What have I got? Any thoughts on what colour I can use? I haven't used a red ink pad and it's in the other room, so I can't go grab it. So let's have a go at stamping our ornaments. This is on the spot because I can't find my other die. So what I'm going to do is, so that will line up, I'm just going to kind of make sure that they sit nicely in that shape, because you don't want to, what's the word, bend them out of shape. So if they sit in that die nicely, then when I put my block over the top, I know they're going to cut out perfectly. So we'll try it all ways. There's no idea what it's going to look like, but let's have a go. So I don't want to stamp them too close together because I need to fit the die in between. So can do 2 more. Okay, so I will have to just take this off camera to die cut. So what I'm going to do is line them up so they are tiny, and I'm going to use some of my repositioning tape to, guess what I just found? The die. I'll still cut these out so you can see what they're like, and then we'll do the other bit. So let's put that on there. We could have both, couldn't we? Put that on there. Whoops, it moved. And one more. She says, but she can't find the other die. Okay. So let's cut out this, and you can see what they're like. Whoops, that one's moved. Bear with me as I cut these out over here using my die cutting machine rather than carry it over to you. All right, so we will get there. Okay, so when you take these out, they are like this. Let's just drop them out. Okay, so they have got adhesive on the back, and there's still a couple in the die. But oops, I think these are very cool, and then it would look quite nice with gold as well. That would look very stunning. All right, where are my ornaments? So that's what they're like too. Okay, I probably won't put them on this card for the moment, but so you can see what they're like. So what I'm going to do is sort of angle it. So I don't want it going straight across, but sort of down like that. So on the back, that white comes off because it's an adhesive, and I might need my take your pick tool to help lift it up. There we go. Just like that. So much easier than glue. So those sheets come in a 6 by 12 size, and then you can just cut it down and stick it to the back of very intricate dies. So it's really good in that regard. Here we go. Take your pick help slots and just put it across. There we go. So they each one gets a little bit narrower, as you can see. So you can work out where it goes. But pretty cool, eh? Here we are. And 2 to go. Whoops. A little bit fiddly, but we get there. All right, nearly there. And lucky last on the top one. Oh, that one's already come off. Perfect. How about that? So one, I won't put them on, but if one wanted to, oops, probably, actually, I wonder if my putty tool would be great for this, helping pick things up. So you could just, stick it on where you wanted, like so. That one did move slightly, so I'd have to wouldn't rush it quite so much, and then they'd sit better on the dice. But there you go, that's what that looks like. Cool. All right, so then the inside, we just need to put that in. So I'll save those for later. So I've got a piece of green. Oh, excuse my voice. We'll see if I have a voice tomorrow. It doesn't hurt, so that's good. Just can't talk much. All right, there we go. We wish you a Merry Christmas. I know it seems so early. It's still August, but tomorrow is September. But if you're wanting to make cards or get organised for Christmas, then it's good to get, started and order these things soon. All right, so there's my take on this particular set. So I'll show you it again, and I'll show you something else that you can do with the trees too. So it's the Merriest trees. These are all the dies. And the stamp set is here. So if you stamp a row of trees, you can get different size trees. So some of these are a little bit patchy, but and also what you could do, if it is a little bit patchy, you could get some ink out of here, use a blending brush, pick up some ink, and just kind of colour it in. And you sort of wouldn't know, just sort of fix it up. And also, by the time you stamp your detail over the top and put your embellishments and all that kind of thing on, you won't notice that much either. Okay, so something I discovered, which I think is really cool, is you can have 5 different size trees. So there's our standard size die, which cuts the whole thing. Then we have a die that is smaller. So that cuts out 4 of them. And then we have another one, which is 3. Oops, I need to move over probably. So you can have a little tree. And then you have one, guess what, that is 2. And lucky last, somewhere in here, is a 1. I don't know if the 1 quite works, but, it's there. So you can have different sized trees. And here they are cut out. So I'll show you them, what I prepared earlier. So move these out the way. Okay, there's my tree with the 5 on it, sorry. Then the 4, then the 3, then the 2, and the 1 is hiding. Here it is. Not quite sure if that works, but there you go. So you can cut out the different sized trees, and I've seen them in the catalogue in different colours, so you could kind of offset them. You could do slightly different coloured trees, but isn't that cool? All right, so thank you for putting up with my voice. Thank you for the advice of how to help my voice. But I hope you like this little sneak peek of something that is coming with the new catalogue. So this is the Merriest trees. If you aren't a customer or haven't been in contact with me before and you don't have a demonstrator and you'd like to get a copy of this, then do get in touch with me and I can send you one out. All right, thank you so much for watching today. I've enjoyed sharing with you. Thank you for putting up with my croaky voice, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks so much. Bye.